Questions like class example 2 can be very tricky for students to try. So before I show you how I've done it, make sure you've had a chance to go in on your own and just try it. So you can pause the video and try it, and then you'll see how I've done it. So it says a circle with a center of C has a radius of 20 millimeters and is tangent to the arms POQ. Tangent just means it touches at one spot only. If angle POQ is 50 degrees, determine the length of OC. Okay. So what they want us to find is the length from O to C. So kind of cutting through the middle of the angle that's there. Now, you know you're in the trig unit, you know you're going to need a right angle triangle. So I'm just going to connect that point straight down to make a right angle triangle there. Well, let's try to do that once more and make it straight. That looks better. Now, in case you weren't aware, if a circle is tangent, or if these lines are tangent to the circle, there's the rule that says that is a 90-degree angle, so I know for sure that it is a 90-degree angle. A radius meets the tangent of a circle at a 90-degree angle. The other thing I do know is that they said the radius of that circle is 20 millimeters, so from the center to the edge in any direction. But I happen to have drawn one there that I could label as 20 millimeters. And the other piece of information they gave me was POQ was 50 degrees. So what I did to solve this was I actually cut it in half. Now that's another rule that I know because there are two tangents to this circle, so I can cut it into two triangles that are equivalent. So I know for sure I've cut that 50 degrees in half to make that 25 degrees. Now what they want us to find essentially is the hypotenuse of this smaller triangle I've drawn, and I've labeled that in X. So I'll just grab another color here. From the 25 degrees I know the length of the opposite side, and I want to find the length of the hypotenuse. So opposite and hypotenuse means to use sine. So the sine of 25 degrees would be equal to the length of the opposite side divided by the length of the hypotenuse. And I labeled that hypotenuse X. Now in this case, the unknown variable is in the right-hand side of the equation. It's actually in the denominator. So it's important for me to cross multiply so that I can get that unknown variable up to the main line of the equation. That's not quite enough though. I still have to isolate it. So let's divide both sides by the sine of 25 degrees. So what I'm going to find out is that the length of X, or the hypotenuse, can be found by taking 20 and dividing it by the sine of 25 degrees. So grab your calculator and we can just punch that straight in. 20 divided by the sine of 25 degrees. And enter. So the length of that side to the nearest millimeter would be 47 millimeters.